Okay, maybe they won't get promoted, but I am very excited for the start of the new season. I'm not going to lie. So I'm back again with another update. Just wanted to give my thoughts on some of the latest things that have happened around the Blues. The last video I made was called I'm Fed Up with Blues. Simple as that. Well, I'm not at the minute. I'm actually quietly optimistic, but this is the life of a Blues fan. You go from being utterly sad about the club to over the moon. And it's just a roller coaster like that. But that's why we love Blues. And I'm going to go into a few details of why I'm optimistic. Take a look at some of the signings we've made. And obviously the appointment of Karanka as well. Hope you enjoy it. Before we get into it, I just want to say a big shout out to our sponsors at OneFootball. The link is down in the description. Go and download the app. It has got a brand new design. It looks absolutely incredible. Go and check it out. They've got everything you need for the start of the new season. All the latest news straight to your phone. The most important headlines right there when you need it. They support the channel, so go and support them. They're an amazing app, my favourite one, so it's a pleasure to have them as our sponsor. But let's get into the video. So, firstly, the appointment of Karanka. Apparently, it's a manager we've been linked with for a while. I think we wanted him at the start of 2019. He's been away, out of the game for 18 months, and now he thinks it's the right time to take on a new challenge. The one thing I like about this appointment is that it was hard to do. It was clearly something that took a lot of effort from the likes of Dong and co to actually get Karanka on board. And I think Dong himself as well has had some time to reflect on his previous appointments and why they didn't really work out. The fact that Karanka was a hard man to get does make me a little bit happy, because he's not just your typical yes man. With the likes of Dong, you are going to need someone who will push back on him and be like, no, this is what I want and why. And if you believe in me, you need to let me do this. He was signed on a 3-year deal, so that shows me that Karanka maybe wanted faith long term, that he's going to be allowed to fulfill his vision at Blues, rather than just a 1-year deal where it's very low risk for the owners. So I'm happy with that. So far, from what I've seen today, I'm recording this after the Spurs game. We may have lost the game, but we looked very, very solid as a unit. He's organised us very quickly, and that gives me confidence going into the start of the season. Also, there was only 2 players, 2 of our new signings started that game. Both of them looked fairly solid. But the rest of them, there were some kids in there as well. So it's not the finished article, but he still gave Tottenham a decent game at the right end of pre-season as well. I'm very happy about that. So Andre Prieto and George Friend were the 2 players that started the game against Spurs. Both of which look solid. Both of which I thought were brought in as sort of backup options. But both I can actually see featuring in the starting 11 if they need to. Hopefully we do bring in another goalkeeper such as Neil Etheridge. I'll be absolutely over the moon with that. But it's good to see that if this guy is brought in as our second keeper, he's definitely got enough quality in him to compete for that first spot, to put pressure on that other goalie. It's just a good thing to have. As for George Friend, Middlesbrough fans were saying that his legs had gone. He's not the same player that he was. And personally, I thought he was brought in just as more of a leadership role, a role model for these younger players to look up to, and someone to ease the tension in the dressing room a little bit. And I think he could be a bit of both, because he looked absolutely solid against Spurs. There was one mistake, which was a communication error between him and the goalkeeper, but I'll forgive that because it's their first game playing together. Bella looked absolutely solid. Crowley looked really good in the number 10, and some of our youth players, especially the likes of Lakin, looked quite good as well. So there is a lot of promise for Blues. Yes, there are areas that we still need to sign players in, but the fact that we've got 4 players in already with very little money spent fills me with positivity. Sorry, actually 5 signings. I'm just looking at my phone now. So we got Jonathan Lecco, 21 years old. Andre Prieto, only 26. Ivan Sanchez, 27. John Terrell, who's only 25. I mean, he was with us 5 years ago. So I don't know, I just thought he was older than that. But again, a lot to come from him potentially. And George Friend, 32-year-old, left back, left centre back more. I'm very happy with the signings we've made so far. I think the only player we've actually spent money on is Jonathan Lecco, about £1 million for him. 21-year-old, a lot of potential, did really well at Charlton. Bowyer compared him to Wilfried Zaha. He's got that same kind of style. The only thing about Lecco is his decision making, but that hopefully can be trained and nurtured And if he can get that decision making, we've got a very good player on our hands for very little money. A lot of our signings so far have been low risk, and that's the way we need to go. We looked at the spending spree in 17-18 under Harry Redknapp, and it was clearly not the way to go. We spent a lot of money. Everyone was really excited, but then they flopped. With these signings, the only way is up. Like, look at the likes of Ivan Sanchez. He was a very good player in the second Spanish division. And another option on the wing for Blues. He looks like he could be a handful. We also signed John Terrell, who had a very good season. I think he won Player of the Year when he was at Blues 2015-16, I think it was. So 5 seasons ago. You know, he's been to a couple of clubs. He's had a lot of time to develop, but he's never really hit the heights that he did at Birmingham City. Can he recapture that form now? I know he wants to. Everyone knows he wants to. But on a free transfer, 25 years old, we know he can play well. We know he's got quality in him. I'm very happy to take that risk. But under Karanka as well, hopefully he can find his confidence and hit those levels that he did at Blues before. I'm really excited with these signings, and I know we're not done yet. The question is, what do we need now? We probably need a centre-back, another goalkeeper, 2 strikers as a minimum, I think. But I'm quite confident that we're going to be able to get those players in. We're spending wisely. You know, a lot of the transfers we didn't hear a lot about until very close to the end, and I think they're definitely working on some transfers right now, which it just gives me confidence. Of course, if you're looking for a goal scorer, a number 9, someone to lead the line for Birmingham City, there's going to take a lot more work in that, and it's probably going to involve a little bit of money as well. So those deals might take a little bit longer. Clubs might be holding out a little bit, but I'm confident that we're doing well. Talking about the ownership as well, in my previous video, I moaned a lot about Dong Ren. I'm not going to hold grudges. Like, I'm going to judge it off what's happening right now. The thing is, he's made mistakes in the past, and he's openly admitted some of those mistakes in his press conference with Karanka. I know Dong Ren is a very good man with words, but I want to believe him. I want to believe that he will give Karanka time. It's not going to happen overnight with Blues. We're not going to instantly flick the switch and get promoted or finish in the top 6 or anything like that. We need time. We've tried the short-term quick fix plan for so many years that we may as well have just done a long one. Like, it's obviously not going to work. We suffered. We got the points deduction, so many other things. We can't be doing that again. But what I'm seeing for Blues is recently a change in transfer policy. Even as far back as last season, we've not been spending big bucks. Even though we brought in the Che Adams money, we pick and choose who we sign and who we spend our money on, and it seems a lot more disciplined in that sense now, which is really good to see, because clubs aren't going to be like, oh, Blues will pay whatever for nobody. It's like, this is how much we're going to offer, take it or leave it, to a certain extent, which is how we need to be. We need to be more of a sustainable club. A lot of the signings we're getting are young and hungry players, obviously with the mix of players like George Friend as well, which are needed, especially on a free, because we just can't have a completely young squad. We need older heads in there. We need experience. We need leaders as well. So I'm honestly, I'm happy so far. The one thing I've got to say is, you know, Dong has also come out and he's been more active on Twitter. He's been sharing GIFs, this sort of thing. Listen, I appreciate the effort put in to try and connect a little bit more with the fans. I do appreciate that. What I will say is, keep that going. But it is easy when things are going well and the fans are sort of on Birmingham City's side right now. What we need to do is keep communication, keep things transparent when things aren't going so well, when there's a run of losses, when people are starting to lose faith, when mistakes are made, because people make mistakes. I don't mind if someone makes a mistake and they hold their hands up to it and say, you know what, this is what I did. I'm sorry. I'm going to do this, this and this to try and make up for it. The worst thing you can do is make a mistake and try and cover it up or try and push the blame somewhere else. So the one thing that I did like from the press conference was that Dong did say, listen, I've made a mistake and we've learnt from it and we're not going to make it again. I'm paraphrasing, I don't know exactly what he said, but that was the sort of gist that I got from it. And like I said, with the 3-year deal, I think they're going to give him time. He needs time. Dong, if you are somehow watching this, give the man time. Keep the ego out of it. If you're going to be at West Hills or Trillion Trophy Training Centre, just stay in the office. Move out of the office. You don't need to be there. We appreciate what you're doing on Twitter, connecting with the fans. It's funny at times. Do more of that. Let's connect more between Blues and the fans. That's what we loved. That's why we brought Davo in. That's what we need to keep doing. But like I said, when things go bad, let's just be transparent, be clear, because that's what the fans want. We're not stupid as a fan base. So please just do that. Let's be positive about Blues together. I'm excited for the start of the new season. Mistakes have been made in the past, you know, but I personally feel like the board, the people running the club are learning from them. We've seen a change in the transfer policy. I've been over this. There's a tiny bit more communication coming out from them. Let's get more of that. I think that's only a good thing. And let's enjoy the next few years, because look, Blues fans have been through bad times. That's the thing as well. We've been through hard times. It's okay. We know it's going to happen, but we're going to hope that the trajectory overall is an upwards one. I'm probably rambling a lot. I haven't done a script. I'm just trying to get what I'm feeling out, but that's pretty much it. So yeah, I am optimistic. I don't think we're going to get promoted immediately, but I'm quietly confident that we're building a strong side, an organised side, a hard-to-beat side, and that's what Blues are, with a sprinkle of Spanish flair on top of that. But that's it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to download OneFootball, link in the description. Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and don't forget to hit that notification bell, because Fan Moan is coming back. I'm excited for the season to start, thankfully. Can't wait, but yeah, keep right on, and I'll see you later.